Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I wanted to try something different. As you can see, I kind of like thermal paste and I like testing them and seeing which one works the best and which one has the longest life, those kind of things. And I've been running into a bit of a problem where all the thermal paste nowadays pumps out, within a matter of months. This one right here, this Antec Formula 7, this was my favorite one for the longest time. I mean, I lost about 1.5 degrees compared to the other ones, but the viscosity of this one was just so good and it lasted forever and you just never had to change it. And I miss this one dearly, and you can't find it anywhere anymore. So I've been on the hunt and the search for something to replace it. And as you can see, some of the options here. This one is the one I'm running currently right now, and seems to be the best one. This is the Gelid Extreme, and it seemed to be the most viscous and the longest lasting paste. I have it on here on my mining rig for Monero as just kind of like a test bench. It's a 5950X, and it's locked in at 4.1 gigahertz and a voltage of 1.06. And if I do a stress test on this one with the fan speeds at 100%, then its max was about 58 degrees there, and after about a 3-minute test, and that should be long enough on air cool to saturate the cooler itself. And so I wanted to test this one, which I'm currently using, and this is about 3 months old on this system, so it's well broken in, and if any pump out was going to happen, it's already happened. And so I wanted to see the performance of the Gelid Extreme compared to these edible gold leafs. And I wanted exactly 24 karat gold, but I guess I made a little mistake here, and this one's got 1% silver in it. And so it's not going to be, I think, exactly what I wanted, but I think it's going to be close enough, because 24 karat gold, being pure gold, is going to be the most malleable. And I think that's where we're going to run into problems on the performance between gold and gold and thermal paste. The gold, while it comes in, I think, as a package of 12 of these. So we can do a few tests. We'll put one leaf on and then attach the cooler and see if it, number one, just overheats right away. And number two, if it doesn't, what is the performance of it? How does it fare against thermal paste? I'm hoping that with a thin layer like that and gold being so malleable, that it will be able to fill most of the microscopic voids. However, I don't think it's going to be thick enough for any big, concave or convex features of the CPU as it mates to the cooler. So just want to come along for the ride and see how this works out. So as you can see here, okay, so after a 3-minute test, it's almost done. We are maxing out at 59 degrees C. The fans are locked in at 100% on this Thermalright Peerless Assassin 120. And the temperature inside is 71 degrees right now. So let's go ahead and replace the thermal paste and put on some gold leaf and see if this works. All right, here is the Gelid Extreme. Definitely not dried out. Definitely had some pretty good coverage, but as you can see, maybe it was a little bare on one side. But still really good performance. And actually, no, I just yeah, you can see a little bit squeezed out here on the RAM side of the cooler. So, but still 59 degrees max here in this room. So we'll get this cleaned up and then we'll put on a gold leaf. This is proving a lot more difficult than I would have imagined. These are thinner than tissue paper and about 100 times more delicate. Every time I try to get one exactly on there, it rips, tears, or folds up. So I've already wasted, I think, 3 of them. So we don't have too many more possibilities, but we're going to keep at this and keep trying and see if we can get it on. Okay. So, all right, this stuff is just absolutely impossible to work with. This is about the best that I can do right now. Also, what I'm a little bit worried about is the moment that you touch it, it just disintegrates and sticks to your fingers and stuff. So I'm assuming that when I put this cooler on here, that it's going to basically molecularly bond with the cooler. Oh, and I just goofed it, didn't I, with my breath. That's just how bad this stuff is. All right, let's see if I can fix this here. Okay, I'm not going to breathe and I'm not going to make any other changes. This is a single sheet. And if this doesn't work, then I'll think about putting on all the other sheets to see if maybe there's a little bit more malleability in having multiple layers, which I doubt is going to work. But put in the comments, let me know what you think this is going to do. If this is going to work or if this is going to be an absolute complete you-know-what show. All right, I'll get back to you as soon as we get the cooler on. All right, single sheet of gold is in place, cooler is back on, and let's get the GPU plugged back in. And in the BIOS, if I go straight to the BIOS, at these clock speeds and voltages that I've got manually set, it's typically about 40 degrees or less on the CPU temperature. And depending on the temperature, of course, in the room and in the office here. So I'm going to go straight into BIOS, and if I go into BIOS and I see something like 60, 65, 70 plus degrees, I'm just going to immediately kill it. I mean, there's just no reason to burn up my 5950. But if we see something similar of 40 degrees, then I think we can go ahead and do the stress test. So, all right, moment of truth. What did you guys put down in the comments? Did you think this was going to work or not work? Here we go. I think it, oh, nope. Holy smokes. Is this gonna work? Oh my goodness, that's 32 degrees C. Well, and since I forgot to show you here in the beginning, so we've got 3600 mega transfers on the RAM, and we've got 41 on the multiplier locked in, so 4.1 gigahertz and 1.062 volts on the core, and SoC is 1.07, and then the DRAM is at 1.35. So, wow. All right, let's boot and see what happens. Pause until we come back. Okay, we're back. All right, so here we are. We've got it all set up. CPU is at idle right now at the 22 megahertz. The CPU temperature's looking fine. I don't see why we can't go ahead and start the stress test. All right, fingers crossed. And I'll be ready to hit Control C to stop the stress NG in case these temperatures get way too hot. Okay, and remember 59 was our high. Ha! I never would have expected this. Are we going to lose a couple of degrees? Or is it going to be exactly the same? Oh, nope, there we go. We're at 60. I am blown away. I didn't think this was going to work at all. I thought these temperatures were going to shoot straight up to like 85 and it was going to thermal throttle. And as you can see, we are not thermally throttling at all. We're doing the stress test here at 4.1 gigahertz. So we're losing about 2 degrees with the gold. I wonder if we put a second sheet on, what that would do. All right, we'll wait for the 3 minutes to finish and then see what the max temperature was. All right. The stress test after 3 minutes just finished. It's back to idle and we maxed out. And what I do is I look at the CCDs and the CTLs. So max, we've got 62 degrees. So we gained 3 degrees temperature on the CPU by using gold leaf. And I don't think gold leaf will ever pump out. So it's pretty cheap too. I think I got 12 sheets for $14 and some change. And the hardest part though was just actually getting a sheet on there without it ripping or tearing and actually having coverage on the CPU. So I'm blown away. I'm absolutely blown away. Let's put on some more sheets. I'm gonna put on 2 more sheets. Just to see if maybe that will help fill any gaps. Maybe I'll even put on 3 sheets, so a total of 4, because these are just so thin. And we'll see what happens to the temperatures from there. All right, we'll come back when we get it done. All right, here's what it looks like pulling the cooler off. And it peeled most of it right off of the CPU and has stuck to the cold plate on the cooler. So let's go ahead and get some more leaves of this gold on there. It's an absolute pain in the butt to work with. So I'm leaving the what stayed on the cooler on it. And then I just did as much as I could on these leaf. It's just absolutely so not worth the time and effort for these little gold leaves. I'm even afraid to breathe because it's just going to blow right off of there and then it'll stick to whatever it is that it touches. So, all right, let me get the cooler on and then we'll test this out and see how this works. Cooler's back on, moment of truth. We'll do the same thing. We'll boot into the BIOS and if it sees any high temperatures, we'll just kill it right away. Oh, no video card. All right, coming back. Now video card's back installed. Now we should get a signal. Nope, wrong one. All right, so since I never saw the delete at the end of the BIOS, we'll just go straight to the Ubuntu install. And hopefully the temperatures are okay. I think they'll be all right. Oh, and we lost a lot of the sheets. Again, these are just nightmares to work with. So we lost, I think we lost 6, and then we lost a few when we were doing the first run. So I think total we've got 4 or 5 sheets on there right now. And CPU seems fine. Seems a little warmer, but that could be just because it's still booting up. Oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with those temperatures. All right, let's look at our clocks first. Make sure that we're still going to get the 4.1 gigahertz during the stress test. And here we go. What do you think's going to happen? No way. No way. If it stays at 60 or less, I think I'm going to leave the gold in there because I know it'll never pump out. Even if it's 61 or less, I think I might just leave it in there. It'll never pump out. It'll never dry out. It'll never get old. Unreal. Mind blown. I did not think this was going to work. I thought for sure that this was going to have too many air pockets or air bubbles that just didn't do a good enough job of transferring that heat. But I think that it's so malleable and it's so thin. And you saw that clump. I mean, it wasn't in any good shape. It was just, kind of clumped on there. And yeah, and it smushed down and it seems to be doing exceptionally well. I mean, I think I can handle 1 degree difference, just like my old Antec Formula 7 here. For infinite longevity, I don't think that there would be, because gold is perfectly non-reactive. It won't react with any of the materials sandwiched above and below it. So yeah, all right. All right, let me know what you thought was going to happen and whether or not you're as shocked and surprised as I am. And hopefully we can come up with another fun tests like this. I really enjoy doing these, and catch you all next time.